David might be frozen, but we are off in
It's probably like a
B3.
small disadvantage.
Oh, there we go. You're back, David.
Yeah. Try to wave to the camera and the sun. All right, we're back.
Nihal with the B3. I love it.
With the B3 and the knight on F5. Really quickly getting to the other side of the board.
Yeah, there's a big divide on the Indian team between this B3 opening. Half of them are all for it, half of them all against it.
Yeah. It's almost like the hottest topic on Indian chess Twitter, right?
Exactly. So he's playing it in a big game. I think he's trying to make some kind of political statement. I don't know what the statement is, but I think he's making one.
Right. His knight made a lot of moves, I gotta say.
True.
I'm not a fan of like one piece stealing the show. I feel like it's more of a team game.
Yeah.
But his position is normal enough anyway.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting approach to choose kind of like a system opening in a must-win game, because it's like, yeah, now Ivic has to kind of think right from the opening. He's not as used to these positions as like the main lines, and yeah, Nihal already has like 30 seconds on the clock.
Mm-hmm. From what I've seen of Nihal's game, and I'm not the greatest expert on him, so there's probably going to be like fans out there who've seen every single game he's ever played, and they're like, why is this commentator so dumb? Don't talk about Nihal. But from what I've seen, his game doesn't seem to really like hinge very much on opening theory in general, right? So I don't feel like he relies on or really tries very hard to, seize the advantage in the opening and point the game in his direction. I think his game relies more on just talent. Just like when you get into positions that he sees everything, especially tactics, really fast, good feel for the board, and so forth.
Yeah, Nihal just like plays good moves. He doesn't really blunder. He doesn't make mistakes. He just like finds good scores for his pieces. He like plays good chess, sees tricks. He's like super, super strong in the end game. And yeah, he's just like a beat. I mean, kid's 3084. I mean, it's just like a ridiculous number to reach, even online.
He saw this D pawn was going to be in danger. He's hoping that white can't just take it yet and that he's going to be able to play C5. But Nihal's just going to stop for like some of his extra 30 seconds and calculate taking the pawn. Oh, the idea is C5 and queen D3, huh? Has Ivic saved that really precarious pawn on D4? Because it was eventually going to get, encircled and collected otherwise with knight F3 and a rook or a queen coming to C4 if needed.
Yeah, he's thinking about if he can take it, because bishop F6, he'll have E5. And bishop C5, he can bring the other knight to F3, but then that drops the F4 pawn. So he goes knight F3 first. C5.
Right. Ivic holds on to his pawn. I'm going to trust whatever Nihal calculated there. So F5, Ivic fighting the whole board. And now that he's locked in that pawn on D4, I'm more comfortable with his position again. For a while, I was pretty worried about it. But
I like F5 a lot. Yeah, like his knight can drop back to E6. His bishop can go to the long diagonal.
Yeah.
You mean just B6 here?
What one could not overstate is that if light squared diagonals open up, that favors black with the unopposed light squared bishop. So if white does E5 or EF5, either one, that bishop can look forward to tastiness on the B7 to G2 diagonal at some point in this game. So we see Nihal just leaving that tension, leaving that pawn on E4. That's what he doesn't want to let the bishop get past. Knight on E2 could use an improvement. Maybe. But if it goes to G1 and F3, white also has to watch out for knight G3 and stuff like black.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable here with white's position. I feel like, yeah, he has to do something like B4.
Yeah. Opening up some different space, making some issue on C5 as like a target. And there we go. He's found something to do.
Nice.
But he is down on time. I'm not worried about him flagging, of course, but we can see there was a phase there where he had to figure out some tricky stuff.
Yeah, C5 pawns under attack. It's also a tough position for black. If you lose a c5 pawn, you lose a d4 pawn. Like your king will one day be way too open on the dark squares. So man, what a tricky position. He takes on e4. That's a big decision.
Yeah. Well, things were getting critical, right? Because Nihal had another way to ramp up the pressure. If he tried to defend these queenside pawns, they're really getting pretty weak. I didn't see like a normal defensive move.
Yeah, Nihal's thinking about something here. Is he going to take on c5?
Other than recapturing.
Wow. He allows e3 because he's just going to take these pawns one by one.
Guess so.
Nihal, he just looks like bored, honestly. He's just like, I'm just going to take these pawns. These pawns are mine.
Bored in a $3,000 to $10,000 blitz game, huh?
No, I'm just kidding. He's focused.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is 5 a.m. in India right now for Nihal.
I mean, that could be like peak bullet time. You know, we don't know.
Yeah, that may not be an issue for him. I know a lot of the Indian fans were complaining earlier that it's not fair, but for all we know, it doesn't even register as a factor for Nihal. Who knows? I don't see any fatigue in him when I look at his face.
Well. Yeah. I mean, the kid beat Anish Giri, and now he's crushing this game. And he just needs to convert, and the Yogis will be through to the semifinals.
All this in the center. That's a mass. That's a malignant mass.
Yeah, nice Tetris shape there. And oh man, Ivic he's flagging. At some point. He just doesn't know what to do.
And that's part of that strength, right? Just spotting that from a distance. If knight f8, rook c6, the knight might be trapped. So maybe
let's be precise here. Oh, queen d5 check. That's a killer.
Maybe a precise move. Oh, and takes that too from that angle.
Queen h8 mate. Oh, here we go. Nihal, the winner. Wow. Wow, congrats to the Yogis.
India Yogis are the semifinalists. Their top gun today, Nihal Sarin. Finally enjoying the moment.